Hello everyone, welcome back to another decluttering video. I did upstairs in the last video. Don't know how many videos I'm going to end up doing, you know. I might end up decluttering for the rest of the year. I love a declutter and I feel like it's something that never ends. Like if you own a home and if you have busy stuff happening, sometimes you just end up with things and you need to declutter and organise. And I think also, if you're renovating, it does make things a little bit messy sometimes. So we're going to be doing the downstairs and specifically the kitchen today. I'm not sure how far I'll get with this video because I feel like there's a lot of decluttering to do in this kitchen. I obviously make recipes on this channel a lot, so I end up buying a lot of food, and that's often food that I can't consume or get through. And to be honest with you, I'm just not the most organised person naturally. I do mention this a lot in my decluttering videos, and maybe you're similar. I crave organisation and I crave things to be in their place, but I do find it difficult to keep that up. So I have to have systems in place to make that happen. And that's decluttering, but it's also just something that does get out of control. And because I'm busy creating recipes, sometimes I don't have the time to, well, I do have the time, but it's just the way my brain works. I don't think to like properly check through everything, and I forget where stuff is and then end up buying multiples of things that I already have. So I'm going to try and figure out a bit of a system where we empty the cupboards and I maybe like make a note, or I don't know, just try and start using the stuff that is in the cupboard that's been there for a while. And also I really want to empty out this cupboard that you're sitting on because I want to use this as storage for work things. Right now it's kind of got like random stuff in it, and I want to use it for props, for camera equipment. And then at the other end of the kitchen, these cupboards just need like tidying up a little bit, like just taking stuff out and putting them back in a bit more organised, like simple stuff. Who knows how much I will do today, but I figured I'm just going to start, and that's what I would recommend. If you're feeling like a job is a bit overwhelming when it comes to decluttering, just start with a cupboard, with a corner, with an area. Don't overwhelm yourself to think you have to do a whole room, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to start with this cupboard here. I'm probably going to start with this corner specifically because it is the worst. Take everything out and put everything back in and figure out what I can redistribute, what I could maybe put on the list, the meal plan. So I'm going to get a notepad out and yeah, decide what we're eating this week and try and use some of the things in here that I've forgotten about. And I know that I have mentioned this on my renovation videos. Another reason that I don't like to organise these cupboards is because it's a little bit of a bugbear. It kind of upsets me that we put these cupboards in last year, and as you can see, they don't close and they have warped. So that is how they sit. And it does stop me from wanting to go in these cupboards. You can see it's all wrong, and we spent so much money on these cupboards. And I'm not going to go into like, I don't know, part of me thinks it's our fault because we probably didn't communicate what we wanted properly, and part of it maybe is the person who made them as well. I don't really know, it doesn't really matter whose fault it is. It's just it's happened, and I don't know that it's anyone's fault. It's just, it's frustrating when you spend a lot of money and then this happens because I know that we're going to have to redo the cupboard doors. It stops me from wanting to use them, which is sad, and it means that this is what it's ended up like. It's just full to the brim because I shove things in and I don't want to spend time in this cupboard. So yeah, but I just think I've got to start. I'll feel better probably about these cupboards if I organise them, but look at this, it's just so full. And all these drawers are so full, considering I decluttered them not that long ago. I think actually also it's because this is so high up here, and those, I need to figure out a new system. Yeah, I'm going to talk about it as I do it, but I think there's a lot of things here that I don't use very often, and there's a lot of things up here that I use very often, and we need to reorganise. Robbie, what are you doing? Anyway, I'm going to stop chatting and I'm going to actually start doing. So I'm going to close this door. I'm not doing this one just now. And I'm going to start by emptying these drawers out. I could do with some like boxes in here too, but also I don't know if that would just make it worse because things would hide. You're very cute, Bobby, aren't you? It's 4 p.m, it's 4:15, and I'm very much getting to the point where I don't want to do this anymore. So that's normal. If you're feeling the same, I'm like over this. I don't want to deal with all the stuff on the table, but I know that I have to. I think it's because I don't know where to put stuff, because I'm at the point where I'm like, I don't want to put this stuff back in there, because a lot of it is like condiments that we have multiples of for some reason that have been sitting there for so long. And it's also because I kind of like need to sort out the spice cupboard, and but we're getting through it. We're getting through it. We're making progress. So I'm very, it's struggling. 1 second. Some people wonder where I get the spices that I stock up. I have like a spice tin. I got the spice tin on Amazon, like an Indian spice tin. It's so great for cooking. And then I get all of my spices from buywholefoodsonline.co.uk. Not all my spices, because if it's something that maybe isn't something I use as regularly, I will just get it in the supermarket. But for all the basic ones like garam masala, cumin, paprika, chili powder, turmeric, etc., I will get in bulk, and then I decant them into jars up here, which then I decant into the spice jar when that one empties. And it just makes life simpler, and you get really good quality organic spices which do taste so much better. So highly recommend. I actually need to make a note now on my phone of the spices we're running low on, because that's pretty much it. So I need to get some more garam masala, and I think it's coriander, and I think, what else does we have here? So we've got plenty of onion powder, which is silly because we just topped up this from the supermarket. So I need to remember to check up there. I think we have a turmeric somewhere, but I'll have a look. I think that I need to just do like a little shop. Sorry, I was probably completely dark then. This window is making my life difficult. Yeah, I think that I need to do another shop of some spices, and I need to order some new spice jars. So I think there'll be a decluttering in a couple of days where I do the spice jar cupboard and the rest of the kitchen, because this is the biggest job, and I need to order some little jars because I've run out and I'm overflowing. We are 90% done. This has to be sorted, but would you look at this? We've got all of our ingredients, and yes, I know this is overloaded and probably one day this shelf will break. It's only a matter of time, but it's survived so far. But I have it rearranged so that we have our flours on this shelf, because we do a lot of baking for bread. So it makes more sense rather than it being all the way up there. So these are all like stuff we'd use all the time, like lentils, pastas, rice, flours. And then we've got little stores for vegetables like potatoes and onions. Again, it does actually kind of make me not, do you know, it is something I should think about, maybe putting those in here. No, they won't fit. I'll just try harder to remember that they're there. And then up here we've got all the spices and stuff you just don't use as often. So like sultanas, risotto rice, spices, top-ups. And then this is the satisfying part. This drawer is very full. I worked with Mutty, like, oh gosh. I worked with Mutty, I think it was last year, and they sent me so much stuff. And then I put it in the top corner and I kind of, again, I forgot that it was all there. Please someone tell me that they're not alone in that. I do forget things that are there. So we've got a lot of Mutty, but it's here now, and I know that I will remember it's here so we can use it up. And then hopefully we'll have a little bit extra space for the things we would usually buy, because I've got lots of like curry sauces in here that Alex grabbed. And then in here I've made it a bit better, because before it was all kind of all in one. But we've got pastas, rices, and then pouches, like instant ones. And then this one is the one I'm so happy with, because this was snacks, and it had so much chocolate that was just left over from Christmas. Chocolate that I get sent and then I don't love it, so then I don't eat it. So I've made a pile of chocolate that I'm going to basically bake into brownies either this evening or tomorrow evening, so that it actually goes to use and it doesn't just sit here. But right now we've got all this sort of baking chocolate, and then the chocolate that I like hip chocolate and Nomo, this green and blacks, that kind of stuff. We've got savoury snacks, some dates. I need to like put them in something though. And then I'm trying to encourage myself to eat more nuts and seeds because they're so good for you. And I do forget about them for like toppings of yogurts and just as a snack. So I put them here as like a visible thing. That means I'll actually reach for them and cook with them and have them as snacks, etc. And then down here, unfortunately, we had a load of flour and stuff that was gone off from like 2020, 2019. And I know arguably, potentially it wasn't gone off and we should ignore those kinds of things. But I do get paranoid and I just thought it's best to clear it out because clearly we've been keeping the things and we're not using them. So they were like random flours. I think one of them was like, I can't remember. What was it? It was something bizarre, a random flour that we're never going to use. So I've made it more organised. We've got flours and baking, sweet stuff and peanut butters, and then, yeah, more like sweet stuff. So like chocolate. These are like toppings, like chocolate, cocoa powder, icing bits, and then, yeah, that's more of the solid bits. But it looks so good. And now there's quite a lot more space in here. So this is like doubles ups of excess things. So like we've got loads of condiments. And I think potentially what happened is some of them have been sent to me, but also I think when it was Christmas, I went and got loads of like horseradish mustard, that kind of stuff, and we never used it. And I'm just gonna put that there. So whenever we run out of something, we will look here first before buying anything. Here is like cereals. I do get actually weirdly sent cereals sometimes. These were from our wedding. We got these for the house, but no one used them and I don't really eat muesli, so I'll try and make myself eat them. But we've got like pumpkin seeds, that kind of stuff. And then supplements. All of this is stuff that we both eat and use every day. Like Alex has Huel every day. I have Form Protein every day, and I have Huel quite a lot as well. I have Simprove every day. I have AG1 every day. Well, I alternate basically. I have Simprove or AG1, and then I have a protein bar. So this is a really great shelf. And down here now there's a bit more room where I think I'm going to put some kitchen equipment, and maybe down there I'll also put some dog stuff. I'm not really sure. I'm gonna try and condense some stuff from this cupboard into here. So this cupboard, like I said, can be mainly work related things, but we'll figure that out when we do this cupboard. But I'm very happy. Sorry, that was a very long blab, but very satisfying. I love this tin. How cute is this tin? I can't remember where I got this tin. Did I buy it or did I get gifted it? I don't have a clue, but it's got some crackers in there, but I just thought it looked pretty to be out. But yeah, it looks much neater, and it's just stuff that we actually eat now. And now I need to figure out what to do with this stuff. I think what I'm going to try and do is make room for this in this cupboard, because these are things that we use all the time, like peanut butter, nutritional yeast, liquid smoke. I forgot that was there. We've got a few peanut butters open. Oh, that's some soup. I need to put that away. Lotus spread. This is open, so we need to use that. But this is the chocolate that we didn't eat at Christmas time that I'm going to basically use and chuck in some brownies. I might make some normal chocolate brownies and then chuck some white chocolate on top. So yeah, and before you think I'm crazy, we had 2 advent calendars and these were in our office and we forgot about them. So that's why. Good morning. I've just made lunch, which is why there's a mess. So I'm going to clean up lunch's mess, and I'm going to organise the spice cupboard and then this cupboard. It is a Monday, so I'm trying to get work done, but also obviously this is work for me. So I'm trying to edit a video a little bit and then in between do some decluttering, because I'm on a roll and it's very satisfying, and I have a lot of recipe testing to do in the next few weeks and months, and it would be very helpful for me to organise the cupboard. So I'm kind of treating it as motivation for that, and it's also just kind of all part of it. So I ordered some extra spice jars. Unfortunately, the ones I have in the cupboard they're no longer being sold. I got them on Amazon like years ago, but I bought ones that look similar, and I hope that it doesn't really matter. I kind of like things looking not too matchy-matchy, so they're similar enough, because I know that we have run out of spice jars, and I know that I know that there are lots of them in there that we bought from the shop, and I really love them to all match. I know some people think that's silly, and they don't get why people decant things into other things, but it pleases me. It makes me very happy to open the cupboard. It just feels organised. I'm looking forward to them arriving. I'm also later on going to pick up some storage baskets on Facebook. I've been, I don't know, procrastinating on buying storage baskets new online for months. I've literally had it on my to-do list for months. I'm moving it on my Google Calendar constantly and never buying them. And I think it's because in the back of my mind, I know that you can get them secondhand. I often see them in vintage shops, I often see them in charity shops, and I often see them on Facebook. And I haven't seen them recently, but they did pop up today. So they're just down the road from me, and there's 4 of them. And then I've also found some other ones which were metal sort of wire ones, kind of like the ones I have in the pantry. And that's gonna be so good to use for the cupboard upstairs. So I will show you that, because if you watched the previous video, I decluttered that cupboard. So I highly recommend, if you are looking for storage solutions, to look on Facebook Marketplace. Obviously I did just buy those little spice jars new, but you can get a lot of great things secondhand. And I personally think if you're into the whole kind of vintage antique style, it looks cooler to have mismatched wicker baskets and storage baskets. It kind of adds to the charm, and I really like that. So it'd be kind of cool if they are a good size to use upstairs or even in the kitchen somewhere. Wherever I use them, they're going to be useful. So yeah, definitely recommend looking on Facebook before getting stuff new. But I'm going to get going in this little spice cupboard. I know that I did this like 10 months ago because I have a vlog where I did this, but it does get messy very easily. So let me show you the mess. Here you go. So these are the jars I was talking about that I got ages ago. And then obviously these are all the ones you just buy from the shop. So I've ordered some more so I can properly decant them. I think that lots of these are doubles though, so I should be able to organise it better. And lots of this stuff down here might be doubles as well. So we're just going to take everything out and do it bit by bit, and hopefully it will look a lot tidier afterwards. That's it done for now. It doesn't look much different or much better because I'm obviously waiting on the jars, but there is a better system. And I think what I might have to do is change some things when the new jars arrive. I know that I'm going into great detail, but this stuff matters to me because I cook a lot and it's my job. So I like to have this sort of system because I have a spice jar, which I used for lunch actually. There are spices in here. So we've got cumin seeds, chili powder, turmeric, cumin, coriander, paprika, and then this is like one that I kept because it's when it all spilt and all mixed into one. I don't really need them over there as well. Please ignore my lunch, I'm going to tidy that up. Yeah, I don't need them there as well because why would I have them here, there, and in the cupboard? It just seems a bit silly. And I'm running out of space, so I think what I might do when the new jars arrive is decant the paprika, turmeric, chili powder, all those ones that are in my spice tin into here, and then I can have those as ones for all the other ones that I'm running out of space for, because I know that these ones are obviously a lot smaller. Whoops, these ones are a lot smaller, so as soon as I put them in the bigger jars, there's not going to be enough room for them all. So I think that'll be the plan, but I'm not sure if I'll, well, yeah, there'll be another part to this video because it's just a continuous process. I highly recommend these, by the way. I'll link this down below. It really is great if you love Indian cooking and Indian spices. It's a way to store all of your favorite spices that you use regularly. And I'm tempted to get another one, you know, because I'm tempted to have one for sort of ground spices and then one for seeds and like whole spices. So things like mustard seeds, nigella seeds, I don't know, star anise, that kind of stuff. So I might get another one. I'll leave a link to this below. I think you can just get them on Amazon. It's very dirty, sorry. I have to clean that top of that. So yeah, this is kind of like a work in progress, but at least it's neater. And there were loads of doubles, like I said, because we just bought stuff without looking in the cupboards properly because they're hidden. And I've put all those duplicates up there. And then down here is where I put the oils because they don't fit in that drawer because they're tools. So I've got garlic oil, sesame oil, chili oil, olive oil, coconut oil, sunflower oil, and then those soy sauces, which are my favourite soy sauces, but they don't fit, they're too big. I get dark and light, and yeah, a lot of you probably think I've got an insane amount of food, but yeah, it's my job, it's my career, so that's why, obviously. I think I would have it anyway. I think I would have it anyway. It's how my mum brought me up. I love to cook, so if you love to cook, you probably got a similar amount of spices because it just feels right. I want to have everything. I want to have the option, and I've collected them. Not collected, because obviously it goes out of date, but you know what I mean. I do use all of it. Now it's time to deal with this. This always gets messy, which means it's too full. So I need to get rid of some things and organise it better. I think the supplements, some of them just need to go because I get sent supplements, and to be honest with you, a lot of them, I look at them and I think this is very nice that they've sent this to me, but I'm not going to use it. So I need to actually clear out the supplements that I'm not going to use and give them to the people who might use them and sort this all out, because the tea cupboard is not looking great. And I think what I need to do actually as well is try and collect some more jars for the teas, because I find myself reaching for all the jarred ones because I can tell what they are. So I've got like rooibos and peppermint and that kind of stuff. So I think that I need to try and figure out some more jars for everything. And then down here is like all of our reusables, which again, I've got too many and it's a bit chaotic. I didn't organise this that long ago, but I think because we use it so frequently, that's why it's a mess. So let's try this out. And to be honest with you, if I was to offer one tip when it comes to organising and keeping things tidy, because I'm always learning, and I feel like when you move into a home, we only redecorated this kitchen last year, and you get busy with life, you don't have the time necessarily to think of a system to make things work. Having things be visual and not stacked makes it so much easier to keep it tidy. So I think that's the way I'm going to think of it now, and I'm going to order some jars. I would love it if I had the jars that were reused, but we don't have them. I think potentially today I'm going to get Alex to use this soup so we can use this jar. Like, I definitely have a mixture of half ones that I've collected and half ones that I've bought, because I don't use enough massive jars to be able to collect enough to use in here, and I'd be waiting a while. So, and actually, yeah, I did collect loads for ages. I collected so many, and then I used them all in the cupboards. I like cleaned them all out, and I did put them to all good use, but I need to buy some so that I can organise my teas once and for all, so that this doesn't happen again, because I think the last time I did it, I never got any new jars. So yeah, I really want it to be tidy and not have that happen again, and clear it all out. Do you know what, also, I know I go on about it, but I do get sent stuff, and it's an amazing perk of the job, and I love it and I really appreciate it, but sometimes it does mean you get sent stuff that you're not going to use, and it's not stuff you would buy, but I feel like I don't want to waste it, and it's maybe from a brand that I'm like, yeah, I'd love to see what new stuff you've got. So I don't know, like teas or sauces or dips and stuff like that, but then the reality is I don't use the stuff, and it's always the stuff that I've been sent that ends up sitting there. So it's difficult. It's something I'm always really trying to get better at, and I have got so much better at, but it does mean that there's lots of stuff in there that's, like I said, the supplements and things that just sit. So I've got to be a bit more brutal. That's so much better. The tea, I'm hopefully going to get a couple of... I actually was thinking about it. I don't think I need to go buy some, because I just need one for Earl Grey and maybe one more for like a nighttime tea, and then I think it's okay. So I think that once I run out of my coconut oil, and maybe I've got a jar of gherkins in the fridge, they could be used for that. My separation of my water bottles to my coffee cups is much better now. But this is like some supplements. So we've got like protein powder, but they're ones that you would want to use every day. I think after this, I'm actually going to go and order a little supplement tray that you can use every day. The thing is, you don't want to double up on supplements because that's not good for you. And I have some form of supplement, whether it's a protein powder or athletic greens, every day, which means then I don't have any need to have the actual pills. Maybe actually I'll get Alex to use them because he forgets. I'm going to buy one of those little tray things that you put your supplements in every day to encourage him to use them. And yeah, that will work much better. So we've got supplements, protein powders, flax, because I needed that there to remind me to put it into my smoothies because it's so good for you, full of omega-3s, and then coffee cups, water jugs, and also the supplement shakers, and some squash. So it's much clearer. It's like not full, so there's space for stuff. So that's way better. And this shelf is pretty much fine. I just need to neaten it up a little bit. I'll shuffle this around. Got a few more beer glasses. There we go, that's better. And I'm very happy, and I've decided to keep the velvetizer out, so I'm gonna set that up because I keep on forgetting that we have it, and I love a velvetizer hot chocolate. Here's a little trick as well in a kitchen if you want to cover up the wires. It's not seamless, there are definitely wires on show, which is not ideal, but get yourself a little stack of chopping boards because I think they look really beautiful, and you probably noticed this on Instagram and Pinterest that lots of kitchens have this now. And I secretly think it's people hiding cables because I've hidden these cables all behind those chopping boards and you can't really notice it if you're sort of further away. So that's nice and neat. I do need to get a multi-plug here though so that I can stop having to unplug everything, because every day I have to unplug the Vitamix and this lamp. Honestly, having a lamp in our kitchen was the best decision ever. I got this in a charity shop and it's so cozy and lovely when you don't want to turn the big lights on, because I don't like big lights. And it's so atmospheric, so definitely try out a lamp in your kitchen. I know it seems a bit living roomy, but I really, really like it, and I now want to get another one for this side of the kitchen. I have some tidying up to do now because there's like hangers on and recycling and bits I need to put in different places, so that's what I'm gonna do now. I changed my mind. I'm gonna do these drawers because I'm gonna tidy afterwards, because I feel that the motivation will start to disappear, but I will have to tidy the kitchen. But the motivation to do these drawers will go. There's so much more to do in this kitchen, and it's slightly concerning, but I think because I did this relatively recently, I think it's just surface level mess. So that's all I need to sort out. And then I actually think that we're gonna rehome, I think we're gonna rehome all this stuff in this middle drawer because I don't want this to be work stuff anymore. I want this cupboard to be all work stuff, so that might be something I do that cupboard last. Alex is going to go get those wicker baskets from Facebook. Maybe I don't know if I want to use wicker baskets though, because I feel like that's not particularly helpful. I'll have to think about it, but I think probably to begin with I'm just going to empty this whole drawer because it's all just cables and stuff like that, and it's just got out of control. I don't know what half this stuff is. A lot of it is mine, a lot of it's Alex's, a lot of it is just we shove cables in here whenever we find them. And this is a really good example of not having a system. So this drawer has no sort of dividers or no areas to it, which means it's just become a mess. So when I reorganise this, I'm going to get some kind of division in this corner cupboard where when we shoot videos, we just pull out a basket or something and it has everything we need. So I would ideally like to have one that just has the microphones, has the chargers, all that sort of stuff. So we pull it out and then use it and then put it back afterwards. And then we have one that has all the cables that you would use or need if you were charging things, etc. That would just make things a lot simpler. This drawer has like an old cutlery thing that I use, but it's just over full. It's got too much in here. So hopefully if we divide it up, and then this one does have dividers again, but this is very full with receipts, which need to go into the office because they'll be used for next calendar year. I personally don't think we need to keep receipts, but Alex insists that we do. We've made such good progress, and it made me realise that basically this whole area was filled with stuff that didn't belong in the kitchen, and I feel so much better. I think because we have an office next door and we do a lot of work inside the house and in the office, and filming inside the house and in the office, well, not filming in the office, but you know what I mean, we end up bringing stuff in here to use and then it stays in here. So we've got a much better system where, I'll show you in a second properly, but where we've got some things like that have a place in here, and all the cables, I think that maybe what we were doing was using them and then just plopping them in here, but now there's nowhere for them. They will just go back to where they belong. And I think that that's another key tip. Don't create landing spaces in your home. Just have places where things belong. Don't create a junk drawer. Don't create like a place where you put stuff before you put it away. Just have that place, that item have a place it belongs. So we end up having a lot of cables hanging about. So I've solved that by putting in this cupboard a tray, like I mentioned, for all of our camera charging stuff and things that we'll use. There's also now a space for my laptop and Alex's laptop, which used to just live on these stools and hover about. And yeah, I think it's gonna be a lot better. What I'm also now considering is putting a charging station in there instead of underneath the stools, because it is a bit of an eyesore. It's one of those things that when you have like cables and stuff hanging about, you're not really paying attention to it, but out of the corner of your eye, the room starts to feel cluttered. So I'm going to sort that out. I just got a PR package, which is really great timing because I need a box to put all our receipts on, and this is an example of that sort of landing place. We end up putting all of our receipts just in this drawer. It's just a debate me and Alex have. I personally don't see the need to keep receipts because everything's online and you don't really need it for accounting reasons anymore. Maybe some people disagree with that, but I don't think you really need these kinds of things. Maybe apart from some stuff, like you do need it for some stuff. We have a lot of receipts that I don't think we need, but Alex likes to keep them. That's, you know, everyone's different. He's entitled to want to have them. So I'm going to now have a box for each year so we can sort them out later, or they're just there so that we can have them for reference. So this is a little PR package from Manicurist, which is kind of really good timing because my nails are on their last legs. Like this one is literally coming off. They're all acrylic, and yeah, I really would love to learn to do my own nails at home. You may have noticed I've started to get into my nails. So they've sent me a lovely package with their Green Flash collection. Woo. This is gonna be messy. They asked me to pick. Let me see what they've got. I'm just gonna see what they've got and then I'll show you. Okay, so we've got Green Revolution. So this looks like a set of nail polishes. They look so pretty. So we've got Sapphire, Anthracite, Clay, Diamond, and Milky White, which all look very beautiful. I'm interested in this one. It's like a sparkly one. Oh my gosh, look. So I think their whole thing is that it's very natural and like lower chemicals. This is all in French. Oh no, it's not. So colours and nail care products that make you smile. So they're clean as possible, no bad ingredients, raw materials, plant-based. They use renewable and environmentally friendly stuff, no plastic. So I think they're trying to make sort of gel nails that bit more natural, and also you can do it at home. So these are the gel removal clips. Oh my god, they sent me the whole kit. So you put these on your fingers to remove the gel. Oh, this is so cool. Like I said, I'm really getting into having my nails done. It makes me feel lovely, so this is very fun. Got a top coat and a base coat, and then I think that this is the LED at-home lamp. So if I do this one day, I will definitely show you. And then I think that this is the remover, nail polish, gel nail polish, or LED nail polish remover. And then we've got, yeah, the lamp. So I'm learning about my nails because when I get them done, I do watch, and this is very cool to be able to do this at home. Like if my nails are on their last legs and I can't get an appointment and I'm just like, I just want them done, I can just do it at home. Oh my gosh, that was very clumsy of me. So yeah, thank you very much, Manicurist, for sending this over. This is gonna go straight upstairs into my dressing room. I'm gonna recycle all the little padded bits and then put all the receipts in here, and where have they gone? There they are. And take it next door to the office along with all the cables. as a king. What have you just done?
I was driving so fast down the... Actually, have you seen the sunset?
No.
I got it on camera. It's another good one.
What, right now?
Yeah. There was someone just around the corner up the road taking a picture on their phone. It was that good.
It looks like it's passed.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, it's passed a bit. It's very pretty, but...
Loser.
Probably, the thing with sunsets is they disappear within like a minute. Yeah, Alex got distracted with his story, but what did you get?
I went to pick up some of this tat from people's houses because they didn't want it anymore because it's crap.
So we've got, all of this was £44, so quite a big difference in price between the two. These were £4, and they kind of, I'll show you in a second, but you might remember they're similar to the ones in the kitchen cupboard. I'm not sure where any of these things are going to go. I'll have to figure this out. But we've got, these were £4 and then these ones were 40 for all of them, which I think is a really good price. And yeah, they look so good.
I thought the handles were pretty smart.
I think that the ones with the handles, these should go straight in the linen cupboard. This one's quite interesting because it's got a little thing. Is that just, no, okay, that's just loose.
Oh, I thought it was a divider.
Maybe it is.
For, I don't know.
Maybe that's what they used it for. Well, I had to have a little brainstorm. But yeah, what a great find. Good afternoon, I've just come back, I've just had my hair cut. It's very bright, so you might not be able to see it. I had like some face framing layers put in, so I feel like Monica from Friends. But the kitchen is all decluttered now, whoa. I've been plunged into darkness, that's better. The kitchen is all decluttered. I know that you saw me finishing up all the other cupboards underneath. It's like been amazing having it this clean and tidy, like this cupboard under here. Having our little basket that I got on Facebook with all the cleaning products in. So nice, and it's been lovely to use. I did get some more spice jars on Amazon, and these are not the same, which kind of pains me because the ones that I have in my cupboard, they don't sell them anymore. So I had to get these ones. I'll link them below because I do get this question quite a lot, so I'll link them below. Oh, look at my nails as well. I've got some lovely Valentine's nails done. But they're basically the same, so I will film for the next video swapping them over. I've decided that I'm going to sort out the cupboard, and I think I mentioned it, that I want to not have like doubles everywhere, so there's no use in me having spices in the spice tin and in the cupboard and in there. I ordered loads of new spices off this website. I think it's called like Forest Foods, I think. So I went to buy Whole Foods online, and they've got loads of spices and stuff, but I wanted to try out some organic spices. And Forest Foods organic spices don't seem to be that dramatically more expensive. They are more expensive, but I cook so much that it's worth it, and you're buying them in bigger packets, so they are cheaper. And I'm not convinced that we need these jars in the cupboard anymore. I don't know why I'm sharing this. It's probably not that interesting, but this is the process that goes in through my mind. So I'm going to be ditching the jars. A lot of them are kind of rusty, and I'm going to use those jars in the utility room for like cleaning products and other things. I won't throw them away, I'll still use them. But I figured there's no use in me decanting little pouches into those big jars to then decant them into the small jars. That's just bonkers. So I'm going to buy, I've already ordered them, loads of the top-ups. So all the spices we'd run out of, I've ordered top-ups of. Sorry I'm touching my hair. I know loads of you get annoyed at me doing it, but I've just had my hair done, so it's impossible not to touch it. Yeah, so I've ordered all the spices that we have run out of, and I'm just going to store them at the top in their little pouches, which will take up less room, and then I'll decant them into the actual spice jars, and I'm going to organise all that with Alex. We're going to like empty a lot of them and reorganise them so they're all neat and tidy, and I'll show you that in the next video, because the next video we have the utility room to do. And that is a room that is so bad, and I hate it because we've let it get so messy. It ends up being the dumping ground inevitably, and it really needs a good declutter, sort out, and also the understairs cupboard. They're both sort of the doom rooms. We don't have a shed at the minute, so lots of the stuff from the shed has ended up in those places, lots of tools, lots of DIY, and it's about time we actually went through the stuff and organised it. So that's the next job, and we'll do the spice cupboard as well. So I'll see you in the next declutter video. I hope you're enjoying them. Let me know if you're decluttering along with us. I loved doing this kitchen, it's been glorious, and it's also lovely just now when I picked up the camera to find space in this cupboard for all the work stuff. I don't know if I mentioned, did I show you the final, that in here, this tray is for all the camera equipment, and then we can lay the camera equipment down there, and there's space, there's like empty space for it. And then here I'm gonna put props. So I really want to buy some more props for shoots. We are missing lots of things which we would like to use for shoots, which we don't have. And same goes for up here. So we use these kind of ramekins a lot, and then there's like napkins and stuff, but there's just gonna be so much more space for props, like I said, because it's really, really useful to have different options when you're shooting, and sometimes we would like different backgrounds or different bowls, that kind of thing. And it's been, yeah, it's been lovely. So I'm really, really happy that the kitchen is all decluttered. So stay tuned for the next one. We're going to do the utility room, downstairs cupboard, spice cupboard. What else have I got to do? Potentially we might do some outdoor stuff, we'll see. So yeah, make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you in the next declutter video. Then I forget that they're in there, or I have to top things up last minute and I forget that there's actually already a can of